Hello. I'm going to show you how to use the cluster analysis programs in the ASA package. I've already shown you a video on how to integrate ASA with SPSS and Excel, so I'll just go ahead and bring up the interface. I'm going to do this quickly because this is just review. So I click on Analyze in SPSS, on ASA. I'll say OK to the reminder. And this is the interface. I need to locate the cluster analysis programs. It turns out those are in the folder here labeled cluster analysis. So I'll expand that. I'm going to show you first how to do a hierarchical method, and then I'll show you how to use a partitioning method as described in the primer. So I'll expand the hierarchical method. The worked example uses continuous metrics, so I'll go ahead and select that program. I move down here and confirm that I'm using an SPSS data file, and then I'll click the Run Program. This is the interface. In the worked example, we analyze parenting styles, the warmth of the parent, and how controlling the parent is. So I'll go ahead and move over those two variables into those that I want to analyze. I also have to indicate the case ID variable, which we'll need to pursue the analyses. I have to choose the type of distance scores I want to use. The default is Manhattan, and I find that pretty intuitive, so I'll go ahead and use that. I have to choose the type of algorithm. The primer discusses all the different algorithm alternatives. I'm going to go ahead with the default and use the average link. If the variables are on different metrics, then I need to put them on a common metrics, and I could do that by standardizing them. In this case, they're on the same metric, so I won't standardize. And the worked example goes over how to save cluster membership, so I'm not going to spend time on it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit Calculate to run the program. And up comes the output. Now, the worked example goes through the output in depth, so I'm not going to go through it. I'll just go ahead and close it out. And I'll close out this program because we're done with it. I'm going to next show you how to do a partitioning method, so I'll expand that folder. And I'll show you the fuzzy cluster analysis program. Again, I confirm that we're using an SPSS data file. I'll hit Run Program. And this is the interface for the fuzzy cluster analysis. Again, I have to choose the case ID, and then I put the variables I want to analyze, which are warmth and control. I have to choose the type of distance metric, and again, I'll choose the Manhattan distance score because it's most intuitive. By default, this will give you feedback on the number of clusters being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. But I want to concentrate on a 2-cluster solution. I might have to run this program multiple times in order to decide what the number of clusters I want to have. I'm going to run it first with a 2, then with a 3, then with a 4, and so on. Again, the worked example goes over the saving the cluster memberships. And the membership exponent is a very technical parameter that's discussed in the primer, and I'll just leave it at the default. Okay? So I would normally hit Calculate, but it turns out this is a computationally intense program. It'll run very slow. So I'm not going to run it because we'll be waiting here for about 5 minutes. And the output would come up. I go over the output in depth in the worked example, so we'll just stop there. So I'll go ahead and cancel this. I'll cancel the interface, and that's it. Thanks.